Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is a special edition of Wild Card Weekend on EA Sports.
Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the man taking number 3 overall back in 2008. It's their now veteran quarterback, Matt Ryan.
And at times it's hard for me to believe I'm saying veteran Matt Ryan. Still remember him coming out of Boston College, full of enthusiasm, mastered their 2-minute drill in his first OTA. What a player.
Now Ryan on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile. He can stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Now it's Ryan. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
It's taken to the 20. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
That's our ball, baby. That's our ball. Yeah!
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Under. Check. Motion out of the backfield. Motion out of the backfield. 45.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if
rush coming, and he's taken down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. That one caught by Gibson. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. They'll get 34 yards there.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. To throw is Prescott. Looking for Cooper. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, Elliott. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Elliott. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Next, the receivers have spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Prescott. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to...
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and they got the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. The point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January, but there's 20 other teams who wouldn't mind being on that road.
You're exactly right about that, but your point about how daunting this is well taken because it all depends on their mindset now. How do you break it down so that you're not looking at this whole big road and say to yourself, we've got no shot. You break it down to this game right now, win that one, then worry about the rest of them after that.
And that's exactly right, and the staff told us that. They've been focusing with the players on don't look ahead, but that's hard to do sometimes, is it not?
It is hard to do because the ultimate goal is to do what? Is to win a Super Bowl. So you have to look ahead a little bit, but you make sure you focus on the game at hand.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the shotgun, Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead. And there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
No running room for Zeke on 1st down, as he'll maybe get a yard out of that. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. As I watch that play unfold, stereotypes are being broken left and right. As a corner, you're often back there guarding against the pass. But how about that diagnosis and read and getting into the backfield and making a nice play and a tackle?
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check.
3rd and long for Prescott. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. Cooper was the intended target. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Hey, 25. 54. Let's pick it up.
They'll run here with Freeman. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. Here are the starters defensively for the Cowboys. They were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you can tell by this team, all right? Anytime you can tell your offense, hey, just get us a couple touchdowns. We got this thing locked down. That's when you know you're playing well and you're carrying your team along.
Again, it'll be Freeman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Crosby connects on the extra point. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we are tied at 7. This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Dak Prescott of the offense heading back onto the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Hey, kill. 47. Check. Watch 26.
Prescott to throw it. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here. These two teams all tied after one.
Check. Mike 54. 3 buzz.
Prescott from the gun. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs. On 2nd down now. It's Freeman. And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems. And this qualifies as a big problem.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Now Prescott. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll try the sweep with Elliott. A solid stiff arm. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watched tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Here's Elliott. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 2nd and 12, Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. His 2nd catch in this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point right down the middle. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Ryan to throw. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack?
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now it's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Amari Cooper and the Cowboys set to take over once again. 2nd quarter here. He has only 1 catch, but they have the lead. You got to think there's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, so far just the single catch. Ricardo Allen, the safety, makes the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Push him back. Push him back.
Now Elliott. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott looking deep in the direction of Cooper. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl.
45, Mike, 45. Crunch time, defense. 45, Mike, 46.
Running with Elliott, and they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. Another try after the 1st down sack. Ryan, he's got Freeman here. It's complete. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Time a factor as Ryan will hustle him to the line. Ryan. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Now Prescott. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And back onto the field now comes Devontae Freeman. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Again on 2nd and 10. It's Ryan. He's got a man complete. It's Clay. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the 1st. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Come on now, let's go.
So we come upon halftime. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the 2nd half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Elliott going to bite off about 7 on that one. A good run on first down. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From the 31, Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
This is brought in by Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll run with Elliott. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Watch the slats. We're going to 54.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott finds his tight end Ingram. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
Prescott now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott, and he's got it. Got his man on the end route, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. A first down carry by Elliott. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 24, Prescott, and an alley to run. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious. And
he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Throwing, Prescott. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So so we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Looking deep for Julio. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for Charles Clay as tight end. Third down here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Ryan will throw again. Gets it off to Freeman. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be fourth down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. Now it's Ryan. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Prescott. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 41-yard line. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. This is Elliott. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner, because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Flush to his right. He'll run it. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. So not quite a first and goal just yet as they come up now second and inches. From the pistol, here's Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Well, look, this is a team, Charles. They faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game. A message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard.
The Falcons on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Ryan leads with Freeman on the draw. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
Okay, didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. The Falcons will go for it. It's Ryan. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Clay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. This complete to the tight end Clay. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Ryan now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's first down. Ryan got his man complete over the middle. That's Freeman. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw again is Ryan. Man open right side, it's the tight end Clay. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. The pass from Ryan complete to Freeman. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. To throw again on second down. Ryan, little underneath ball to Clay. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Ryan to the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's hit on his last 7 straight passes. Ito Smith, his first carry, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On second and a couple, Ryan, he finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. So the first connection there, Ryan to Jones, and certainly a big reason they're losing on the scoreboard.
As they go as a connection, it appears so goes the team. And they need to be on the same page, in sync. And they really wish it could have been earlier in the game. Now they've got some ground to make up.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It goes as a loss of 6, and now 3rd down. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. Now Ryan. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Cowboys are able to recover. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll run on first down. It's Elliott. And he's taken down inside the 30. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their effort.
That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, 28 yards. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and that takes us from second to third down. Third and long. It's Ryan. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. Yeah, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Elliott. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on E!